Let's take you live there now.
Be mindful of the historic objective that unites us. We must guard against the efforts to blow our differences out of proportion in order to make us lose the sight of the unifying vision. That is the advice, Katam. Now, having said that, comrade, I want to talk about this. Every time I talk about it, I run into all sorts of problems, all the time. The Zondo Commission report is released in stacks and stacks. It's out. But there was something that was curious in this last pack, where it is declaring its deployment, catered deployment of the ANC as unconstitutional, as unlawful. Now, because for us, as leadership of the ANC, we enjoy fighting each other, we are not appreciating the fact that there is a new form of struggle that is beginning. And that struggle is the defense of the gains of the revolution. And we must be unashamed of it. One time when they released the first one, I said, we must use that report to look into weaknesses and rebuild the ANC. We must not use that report to chop at each other. And people told me that, now, up to now. But what is important, comrade, you know, when you say deployment status ANC is unconstitutional, you are saying to us, we must forget that in 1994, every head of government department was a white male. Everyone. And therefore, we should have sat back to be constitutional and allow that to continue. And if we don't read these reports and begin to develop a strategy to defend the revolution and the gains thereof, we are going to be the loser. Now, I can't forget Uguti. When I went to the mines as a mine worker, I already had matric Makura. Okay, Fundega Kun, didn't matric. But I couldn't put my hand on a blasting certificate because a blasting certificate was reserved for a scheduled person, which means a white person. All of a sudden, when the ANC intervened to change those demographics, it is unconstitutional. So, I'm just citing one example and saying, let's all tighten our seatbelts, switch off the cigarette, and begin to mobilize our structures and our members to defend the revolution. At that point, let me wish you a successful conference. Very successful conference. And actually, you must have constructive discussions. Remember, you may differ on issues, but we can't differ on the objective that unites us. And therefore, a debate must be objective, constructive, and use that debate to bring the conference together, not polarize the conference. So I'm wishing you a very successful conference, Comrade Makura, and the team. Those who are going to contest, I want to give you an advice. I've been contesting almost all my life. Go contest and you lose the election. It is a good case to go up the stage. Contest. Demonstrate to the delegates you were not at war, you were contesting. Okay. Now, if you do that, we'll come out of this conference a better team. Thank you very much.